Okay, this is 2.4 measuring length. So to do the practice, you're going to need a string and a ruler, either one that reads imperial and one that reads SI, or sometimes you can get a ruler that has both measurements on it, which would be the best. So you need that. Let's do some try these. Name a metric unit and an imperial unit you would use to measure each length. So the height of a truck. Well, for metric, I would say the height of a truck could be either in meters or centimeters. For imperial, it could be yards, or it could be in feet. Okay, the diameter of a pen, that's a small unit, so I would say probably in millimeters. And imperial would be inches or fractions of an inch. The length of a skateboard, well, that could be in centimeters. That'd be probably the appropriate measurement to use. And probably in inches in the imperial unit. Now the height of the motorcycle tower in Craig, Saskatchewan, okay, that's this one right here. I would say you'd probably use, whoops, want metric there, probably meters. And in imperial, you could probably use feet, or you could use yards. Either one would be acceptable because you'd understand how high it is from that. Now, when you measure lengths with a ruler or measuring tape, take care to read the measurement accurately. Make sure your eyes are in direct line with the end of the item being measured. So you want to make sure, as this person is looking at this one, that you are directly in line with what you're measuring, because if you're reading it at an angle, either this way or that way, you could be out, and measurement will not be accurate. Okay? So estimate, then measure the length of each line segment. Okay, well, let's estimate this line segment here. I'm going to take my finger, the width of my finger, and I'm going to get an estimate here. I'd say it's probably around 2 centimeters. And my estimate for the other one, take my finger and measurement, because the reference that I'm going to use is the width of my finger, and I have about 3, oh, that's in inches here. We want this in inches. I would say it's probably, use my thumb, about 2 inches, give or take. Okay. The actual measurement, well, I don't have a ruler with me, so you just take your ruler and you can get an accurate measurement and put it there, and for inches, put it there. Okay. Greater distances can be measured using a trundle wheel. Curved or irregular lengths can be measured indirectly using string and a meter stick. So, describe how you could measure the circumference of a basketball using string and a meter stick. Well, you just take your ball, whatever it is, it's a basketball, beach ball, baseball, whatever it is, and you want to go through the center because you want to get the full circumference through the center, which is the largest distance around. It's like measuring the equator on the Earth. Okay, so it's really hard to get a straight ruler to bend around the object, so you take a string, you wrap it around, and then you lay that string out flat, and then you just take your measuring instrument that you're using and you measure the length, okay? Okay, so you wrap the string around the middle, then lay it flat, and measure, either in inches or in metric. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so reflecting. Who might use a trundle wheel for measuring distances? Well, I've seen different kinds of people use a trundle wheel. Surveyors come to mind when they're measuring long distances. Anybody who's measuring a sports or athletic field wants to lay one out. You use a trundle wheel to lay out long distances. I've seen real estate agents use trundle wheel for measuring how big a lot is, so that they can just get an accurate description of how big the property is. I've seen police officers use a trundle wheel for distances when they're marking out accident scenes. Okay, so trundle wheels have a lot of uses out there. Okay, so that's all there is for measuring length, so go ahead and do the practice.